wherein I white knight for JJTalkz and maybe pick up some SJW cred. Alright, Focus Fox. Focus Fox. I do this in group therapy with adolescents, and I wait till they're all quiet before I begin. And if someone's been in my group therapies before, they're a return client, sometimes they throw it back at me and wait till everybody else is silent with me. And then we begin. So in my last video, I talked about something that I didn't like about something that JJTalkz did, after saying that she's a mostly good person and that, I'm dealing with cognitive dissonance in my head with this little thing that popped up in the back of my mind that she had done previously. And I've dealt with these issues before. I have friends that have fucked up before. On the tip of my tongue, off the top of my head, would be the Stigmadane, Bruce Shepard. A long, long time ago, one of my favorite channels was Vogter. And he lost his YouTube channel, and lost a whole bunch of YouTube channels in succession after that. And he was basically, if you just only slightly remember who I'm talking about, he was the guy who would say fucktard in a Danish accent. Fucktard, fucktard, fucktard. And he would go after fundamentalist Christians a lot, and those guys, when they first got here on YouTube, they just didn't understand how this game works, and they would throw flags at people for no good reason. And, so the second flag on Vogter's first channel that he lost was from the Stigmadane. And I remembered that. And I've had to get over that and forgive the Stigmadane for it. And if he were presented with the same situation again today, he would not be flagging people. Okay? He might go on a screaming rampage, but he would not be flagging people. And so I've forgiven him for that. Right? Still kind of sticks in my craw a little bit, like, Urgh. Every time I see him, I'm like, that was my 5 o'clock get home from work. What am I watching on YouTube? Oh, Vogter's made a new video. That was part of my ritual that you flagged it. So, in that last video I made, it was JJTalkz that I talked about having a little bit of cognitive dissonance about. Even though I think she's a great person. Okay? Generally speaking. And, I got a comment on that video, and like a lot of trollish, evil, mean comments, I celebrate it, Liz Reptile has that shit poster of the week challenge, and I love to, take screenshots of some of the worst things that get said about me or other people. It's, at this point in my YouTube career, the YouTube cesspool of the comments section, we pretty much just celebrate how low people can go and how hurtful they can be, and sometimes how off base they are with their comments, because sometimes it's just like, wow, holy shit, somebody actually typed that. So I screen capped it, sent it to JJTalkz on Twitter. We had a little bit of a conversation, and in that conversation she said, well, maybe you're painting me in a bad light, and it invited this guy to then vent about JJTalkz in this negative way. And nothing that he said in his comment was something that I said in my video. His comment obviously shows that he has had previous interactions with her because of the context of some of the things that he said, but I did not invite any of the mean things that he said. So, this is from Poseidon Cichlidon, and this is actually a YouTube commenter, not a YouTuber. He is a member of the comment peanut gallery that I have actually talked about before in a video, because he leaves notably horribly mean comments on my channel. So, here we go. This is his comment. I'm just going to break it apart bit by bit and respond to each thing he said. The first thing he said is, JJTalkz is an airhead. First of all, define airhead, in the way that you're using it. And then I'm going to say we've seen JJTalkz, just like a lot of different people here on YouTube, mature and progress over the years. And in the specific age that she's in, you're going to see people progress a lot faster. If she does seem a bit bubbly or cheerful sometimes, and you think that that's her being an airhead, let me throw this by you. You are an anti-SJW. She's an SJW. And part of her mission in life is to give you a boner and then kill it. She'll be all bubbly and and then she'll come out with a $10 word to kill your boner, because SJWs live to kill shitlords' boners. Alright? Her college writing workshop tutors have taught her to use the correct grammar, but that's hardly the sign of intelligence. Okay, slow down here. JJTalkz is the tutor, which I would take as a sign of intelligence, because she's gone from maybe using tutoring to doing tutoring, Plus, she's in college. That beats about a quarter of people in the world that never graduate high school, and only like more than a quarter of people in America get a bachelor's degree, But yeah, what signs of intelligence are you looking for? That she knows how to turn on a camera and speak her mind? You can find that all over YouTube. Is she making bad arguments for the vegan food that she's preparing on her channel these days? I don't know. I can tell you that I just had a very adult conversation with her, where she was probably being more adult than I was on Twitter. And also, if you look at her channel, it's pretty much been curated towards maturity instead of the drama of the past. So I'd say lots of signs of intelligence. Let's see, next. Beneath the badly dyed hair and caked on makeup, she's a bitter, self-centered, emotionally crippled SJW like all the rest of them. Where to start on that one? Have you seen her videos lately? She looks like she's been going au natural. Okay, I've seen her with makeup on her channel, obvious, caked on, like, full blown, and then lately I've seen not that, go to her channel. Badly dyed hair. I think that she's had great hair dye jobs, even when her hair was blue, like this windscreen here on my microphone, like that blue, like Facebook blue. But also, go look at her latest video. It's not that bad of a dye job, if it is a dye job. A lot of people go through this phase where they have dye in their hair, and sometimes people can't really see what's going on. Like when Cult of Dusty decided to stop using hair dye, then I realized, like, damn, how long has he been hiding his age? Let's see. Emotionally crippled SJW. Like, all SJWs are emotionally crippled. Nobody ever comes to the conclusion that social justice is something to fight for without being emotionally crippled. That's your take on things. Maybe they get it through their education. Maybe they're just taught that. Yeah, like, how is that a prerequisite to having those sorts of feelings? People have empathy, Whatever. Her approachability is a ruse. Disagree with her, and instead of acknowledging your points, she'll block you or laugh in your face like a child who can't think of a response. like I said, I just had a very adult conversation with her after disagreeing with her, and none of those things happened. I didn't get blocked. She didn't laugh in my face like a child. None of that. She's as unstable and obnoxious as Jenny McDermott was before Bewildered Ape domesticated her. I don't know much about Jenny McDermott's relationship. I'm not even convinced that Bewildered Ape is actually in California with her, because I've never seen them both on camera together. Maybe she made a video like that, I don't know. But it's kind of like how Superman and Clark Kent are never in the same place at the same time. And domesticated, the last time I saw her, she looked like a Kewpie doll. And I know that's showing my age. For those of you who are too young to understand what I just said, Kewpie. Okay, Kewpie doll. You remember, it might be a byproduct of domestication for, crazy people, I guess. Because remember when Britney Spears did the whole shaved head thing after Kevin Federlined her? You remember that? Yeah, that's... So no, I haven't seen JJTalkz go for some clippers to buzz her head and go full nut job like you seem to be thinking that she is. Unfortunately, JJTalkz is still in her get drunk and fuck the nearest dick phase. So it'll be at least a decade before she matures. Wow. I don't think that I've seen any evidence of JJTalkz dating too many people. You are basically doing the whole when women have a lot of sexual partners, they are somehow doing something negative, they're sluts, and then when guys do it, they're studs, and I wonder, you think that this is a phase that all women go through? Like, did you have a mom, and was that a good mom? As far as phases that JJTalkz in, her current phase is go to the library and crack open a book. If she wanted to, she could probably dox herself and have I'm going to go give out free spankings with a boat oar, contest, and then at least 5 guys internationally would fly in from different countries just to get spanked by JJTalkz. That's the amount of game she has. You, however, Poseidon Cichlidon, don't make any YouTube videos where you present yourself, and all I have to go on is the avatar that you chose for yourself, the identity that you chose for yourself. But I imagine the amount of game that you have is you play Dungeons and Dragons, and afterwards you fantasize about the character that the dungeon master made up of this female drow elf that was badass that made a pass at you and thought that your character was sexy, and so then you go home, fantasize about that, masturbate, and your penis is now stained orange because you eat so many Cheetos while you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and then the Cheeto powder transfers from your hand to your penis. Alright? So she's got, spanking international men with a boat oar level game that she's not employing right now, and you have Cheeto dick. Alright. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. And hopefully I did a good job of defending JJTalkz as a white knight.